So white whole map turning red, man. Yeah, tariffs going up, yeah, the price getting steep, man. Stars and stripes flying where the snow lands. Yeah, Greenland, all I know is Greenland. Hey, every time we touch down, oh, we're panic. Oh no, try to text her back.
All we know is Greenland. Everyone loves Greenland. We love the Greenland. Boop. Hey everyone, it's Arden, the crotchety old man. Yeah, I was off for a week. I actually apologize. So I'm back. We're here at season 4. I believe it is episode 2. Dr. D is going to hopefully be joining us next week. We're going to be doing a lot more reviews. So I actually did have 2 more reviews that I would like him to watch if he has an opportunity. I'll give my take on them tonight. But I got to start off with, I was going to start off with Greenland. But did anyone watch what was going on in Minnesota today? Where Don Lemon and his the former CNN contributor, literally he and a bunch of anti-ICE folks I don't want to say broke, they literally barged, perfect word, into a church and interrupted an actual church service today. I mean, seriously, guys, you're losing the argument now. Every time you do something like this, the average person's going to say, wait, they broke into a church while people were literally just trying to pray and, go to a service, and that is going to help your cause? I mean, seriously, that's one of the dumbest things you guys can do. But this is how outlandish they can be. They being the left, the extreme left, and it's no longer the extreme left. Actually, that's becoming the majority of the left. They don't care. You don't have a right. By the way, just imagine, just think about this. If anyone from the right went in, let's just say a police officer or just a protest, went into a mosque, can you imagine? There'd be an intifada put on their heads immediately. Or even worse, on the left-hand side, just imagine if a bunch of pro-life people broke into an abortion clinic. I mean, they would have a heart attack. And of course, that would be the top story on the news. By the way, it wasn't the top story on a lot of the newscasts. It wasn't even mentioned in many of the newscasts, but it's so bad. I mean, it's unbelievable. There's a body cam, not a body cam footage, but there's footage of people blocking ICE. And the ICE officer drops up. He's like, what the hell are you guys doing? We're here to arrest a child molester. And they don't care. They just don't care. Anyway, so Minnesota's, I wasn't going to start on this, but Minnesota is nuts. I mean, these protesters, their government, this is the norm. So in my personal opinion, the leadership is doing everything in their power to get people to forget about the $9 billion that has been lost, that they kind of have just, in pure fraud, that has been taken away. So what they're doing is they're creating another narrative. They don't want people being deported because that's their voting base. I'm watching a lot of X feeds from a lot of minorities, Hispanics, black men, black women, Hispanic men and women who left the Democrat Party because of things like this. And we know, as the last election, that a lot of them are actually the Democrats are actually losing these people. And they lost over 20%, and it could be even more next time because they are pushing for illegals. They're pushing for once again, they being the Democrats are pushing for all of these people that are radicals. They're pushing and are willing to accept any fate. So you have videos now surfacing, of mosques blaring the call to prayer at 4:30 in the morning in major cities. And that's happening. And people are just doing nothing about it, just letting it happen, hoping it goes away. So something in our federal government needs to change. I mean, the laws need to, I don't know how you're going to do it, but the wishy-washy Republicans are not doing anything about it. If you want to see what it takes, and this goes for myself, I honestly didn't do enough on the election this year, and I will in 2 years. I'm going to be volunteering again, doing whatever it takes. But do you know what it really takes? And this is to all of my conservative friends, and even some of those moderates out there. Look what's going on in Alberta, Canada. They are so angry. They want to form the Republic of Alberta. They are tired of the left of Canada destroying their country. I mean, it's awful. And so they are taking to the streets. Now, by the way, Alberta is freezing. It's cold up there. But are they doing damage? Are they protesting, blocking the lights? No. They're in an orderly process. They've actually, this is a second protest where they actually are signing their independence. They're actually getting enough names and signatures where they really wanted to be on a ballot in Alberta to secede from Canada. But they're doing it the right way. They're out there, they're marching in order, but they're waiting 2 hours in the really freezing cold, not like freezing cold in Virginia. Freezing cold in Virginia, by the way, is like 30 degrees. But up there, who knows what it is? -5, it's cold, and they're out there in force, but doing it the right way. The Democrats, they don't do things the right way anymore. They don't care. And it's people on the right that are just letting it happen. Well, we can't go out there, and it's bad. We can't protest. We need to have a blue ribbon commission on something. I mean, stop. Just stop. If you ain't willing to do shit, then, as my mom would actually say, shit or get off the pot. And that's what happens with Congress. They need to do something. I know Trump is literally saying we're going to end the Somali assistance, where they were allowed to stay. They had it wasn't permanent that they were allowed to stay here. It was only for a short time, and he's now saying no, they got to go home. But Congress needs to step up. They need to grow some cojones, or they will lose. Because why vote for these butt munches? It's absolutely terrible that the Republican Party is so wussy. I mean, they're willing to side with the Democrats to keep their own jobs. Man, just imagine. This is me thinking, okay? Because I think in my head. I think in my head. That's normal, isn't it? Anyway, so just imagine if you had a time machine and you were able to bring back Jefferson, Washington, Franklin, Adams. And you brought them into the halls of Congress right now. I think we would learn some new words out of their mouths. There would be some old English cursing going on right there. I think you would have Thomas Jefferson, who was so brilliant. I could imagine him dropping F-bombs. I think I think George Washington would actually demand people be hung or shot at what we're doing in our Congress. And not shot, just put them on trial and just execute them. I mean, we have no cojones. Think really about this. When the founders of our country signed I may have said this before, but the founders of this country, when they signed the Declaration of Independence, if the colonies had lost, that was them signing their death warrant. They all would have died. Every single one of them would have been executed. George Washington would have been executed, all of them. Can you imagine anyone in Congress doing that? Yes, there would be a few. A few would be willing to risk their lives, I do believe. Trump obviously does. But how many out there would actually be said? I mean, we have people there who are not even willing to give up their job. They're not even willing to give up being a congressperson. They have a lot of these guys, they just get sucked in. They have no morals. They just want the money, then the power, and they're not going to go, and they don't want to leave. And then that's people on the right too, not just the left. So it's really disgusting. And you have idiots like Ilhan Omar. How is she in Congress? Can't she be sanctioned? Can't we get rid of her? Where's the investigation into her background? Well, they gotta have a committee and we'll have some hearings, blah, 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 blah. I mean, Congress does nothing when the Republicans have power. When the Democrats have power, they are balls to the wall. They're impeaching. They're going nuts. I mean, they're making shit up, but they get it done. They do something. Republicans are just the biggest wishy-washy. I want it all. I want it all. I want Doge back. I want Elon Musk and big balls to get back in there and just start cutting. And just start cutting and cutting and I don't care. Use a cleaver. We have to use a surgical approach. No surgical approach. Just chop. Department of Education, gone. Put it back to the states. It was there before 1980. It could go back. We can't do that. Yes, we can. Before 1980, the teachers union was not the most powerful union in the country. It was actually pretty low in the totem pole. And now it is number one. So going back to Ilhan Omar, they bent over. They, meaning Congress, bent over for her. I actually didn't know, but there was a rule, not a law, but a rule that you couldn't have a head covering. That included any type of religious wear. For example, if you were Jewish, you couldn't wear a yarmulke. Couldn't wear it in Congress. But they went overboard for Ilhan Omar. So she's the first person to be able to wear a head covering. In fact, that people were actually saying was Jamie Raskin, who had cancer, and he had chemotherapy. So he actually, he wore, I'm not sure what that's actually called, but he had a cap on his head and a towel wrapped up because he had chemo. Perfectly fine. But people were mad. Oh my God, they're going to, but because of Ilhan Omar, now you can wear whatever you want. And then Fetterman took it to a whole new level, but he just dresses like a complete bum. But they bent over for Ilhan Omar, and and she hates America, hates it in America. And for our foreign listeners to understand what's going on in Minnesota, it's disgusting. So how about this? For the sports fans out there, let's make a trade. We trade Canada, Minnesota, and we may have to throw in a future colony in the future because I want Alberta. America, there's the trade. Alberta for Minnesota. Like I said, we may have to throw in a little bit more. I'm willing to do it. But I'm not sure. But it is pretty freaking funny. So I want Alberta to join us because those are the types of people who would be amazing Americans and it would help the U.S. But Canada needs them, because they need to take advantage of all of the energy that's in Alberta. Well, you can have Minnesota. It's got a lot of fishing, wildlife, Somalians, all good stuff. And then we have Greenland. The Greenland thing to me, every time I listen, it gets funnier and funnier. Okay, so how many people are familiar with Article 5 of NATO? Well, if you know anything about NATO, that's probably the only article that anyone knows, where if one country is attacked, all countries are to defend that country. Makes sense. Now, here's the fun part. Does anyone know anything about Article 3? Article 3 actually states that you must be able to defend your own homeland and territories. Okay, sounds pretty reasonable. I mean, okay, you have a little territory, you can... Greenland cannot be defended by Denmark. Denmark in 2020 was supposed to actually contribute $200 million to the defense of Greenland. They spent not 200, $2 million. They have 4 Navy vessels patrolling Greenland. Greenland is the largest island on Earth. I don't know why I actually thought Australia was considered an island, not just a continent, but for some reason, this is what was said. That it's the largest, maybe in the Northern Hemisphere. I don't know. Anyway, so it's bigger than Alaska. and they have 4 vessels. Oh, by the way, not all of the vessels are armed. Yeah. So if they can't defend their own territory, Article 3 is before Article 5. Now, I'm not saying that we should do any military operations in it, but if they can't defend themselves, why should the United States have to defend them? I think the people of Greenland really wouldn't mind having 2 million American dollars or 3 million, whatever it costs. There's 57,000 of them. I mean, come on. I have no problem as an American citizen having my taxpayer dollars go to that. I mean, we have $9 billion in fraud in Minnesota. If we had that 9 billion, we could easily buy Greenland from them, from Denmark. I mean, I'm worried. I mean, if you're watching any of the videos where they're putting the Danish cookie tins out as a wall, or the wall of Legos, which I think is pretty funny. They actually built a wall of Legos. It's not real, it's AI, just for those who think I'm actually naive. It is pretty freaking funny. So, and I do know we have a listener in Denmark. So yeah, tell your prime minister, just sell us Greenland. Now, why would you want it in England, Iceland? I think you really would want us to own Greenland, because the Golden Dome, which is basically Patriot missile batteries, it's based on the Iron Dome of Israel, would be would be installed there. And the Golden Dome would be able to protect England as well as Iceland and a few other countries. It's brilliant. Now, most people, when you look at a map of Greenland, you can't see what it really looks like. You need to look at a globe, an actual round globe, and you could see that Greenland is very close to Russia. On a flat map, it's not. But remember, it's a round sphere. It goes up and over and left and right. So Greenland actually is very close to Russia. Russia could easily cause problems. China could actually cause problems. And what's Denmark going to do if China decides to actually do something in Greenland? Oh, yes, that's right. They will ask the United States for help. Of course. No. So I think Trump's right. We could use it. We could develop it. We can get the people their jobs. We can give them money. Money is important. And it's not just buying it. It's actually, we'll develop it. It's a good plan. And Greenland would be great. Make Greenland great again. Well, it's never been bad. Make Greenland. But the videos are hilarious, by the way. If you like, Donald Trump was actually, there's one video of him as as a Viking. He's like, make battle axes great again, a battle axe for everyone, and make Valhalla great again. He's playing on the Vikings who discovered Greenland. But I mean, it just makes total sense. I mean, so now Europe is deploying forces. 15 soldiers from France, you know, how long are they going to be there? I mean, they're going to freeze their asses off and be like, well, no, I'm going back. They got their own problems with the radical Islamic invasion that's coming in all across. I mean, seriously, England is a total freaking mess. And they're getting involved in what we're doing. We're the only ones who can save them. But, I mean, we got to kick out our freaking radicals here. Don Lemon. Don Lemon. I mean, seriously, you're in a church. You know, I wouldn't never, ever. I mean, you could protest outside the church, go right ahead. But to actually barge into the middle of it. And then Don Lemon, by the way, he live streamed this. Man, I mean, I told that story a few weeks back about how I wanted to get it walk out of church. That's different. But if I was in church and somebody started going, I probably would snap. I mean, there would be punches thrown. I probably, who knows? I'm an old fat guy, so I probably wouldn't last very long. But at least I would throw at least one punch, hopefully. Maybe I'd give a good right-handed eye jammy to somebody. So that's what's going on in the world. But yeah. Anyway, so today, keeping up with my positive attitude. I've said it, it's not just a New Year's resolution. I hope it's my lifetime resolution. I was at my fun job today. I busted my ass from the moment I got there to the moment I was supposed to leave and beyond, trying to help out. I did everything. Now I'm 55 years old and I'm in terrible shape. Well, I don't want to say terrible shape. I'm poor shape, but not terrible. And I was the only guy there. And there's ladies who work there who are in better shape than me. I admit. I was carrying furniture all over the place. And I'm talking bookcases. I'm carrying, 11 by 10, rugs, carrying them. I'm just loading up cars, doing all this stuff. And I'm smiling the whole time. People are having bad days. I'm having a great day. I just kept going. I was sweating profusely. It's freaking snowing out and I'm sweating profusely in this place. And I love it. And I was asked, I was thanked, and I greatly appreciate being thanked. But I don't do it for the thanks. I do it because I enjoy it. I love giving back. I love this job. And one person did say, like, they were like, thank you. And why are you always smiling now? And I have to admit, I don't want to be negative anymore as far as like my own personal issues. Most people in America, our lives are so good and we just take it for granted. It's easy. I mean, like, we can call Amazon and have something delivered in a day. We have running water in most places. Like, my fridge is stocked. I can, like, if the power goes out, okay, my refrigerator will stay closed. It's cold enough outside. It's below freezing. I can put the stuff outside. Like, I'm smart enough. I actually am smart enough. I could dig a little. There's a backyard where I live. I could actually dig a little hole and I could break up some twigs and stuff and cook outside. I'll just be in it's like 30 degrees. I mean, come on. I got a big enough jacket. I'll sit there. I'll cook up some food outside. It's not that bad. Life isn't horrible. And people have tough jobs. I was watching a video of a guy complaining that he had to work 8 hours at Starbucks. Oh my God, you little puss. I'll slap you in the face. I've dealt with people in the past who literally watched like their family members murdered by crazy people. They would walk miles for dirty water. Like they had nothing. They had absolutely nothing, and even they were willing to go back to help, and we just do not. We're so spoiled in this country. So anyway, I'm not going to talk about the rest of the people who are spoiled. I'm not just going to talk about myself. I love it, and I love what I do here. I love this job because it's fun for me. It's fun helping people. The smile you get when you see a little kid, you just say hi to them. How come I'm saying hi to kids? Okay, that sounds actually very perverted. But no, with the parents there, I'm like, and who's this little guy? And the kid will just smile, and I'm talking to the mom, the dad, how's it going? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Sometimes these people are shocked when I talk to them. It's weird because they're not used to people being nice. I don't get it. I don't get it. People will literally, you're like, hey, ma'am, how you doing? And you get all over. Are you talking to me? Don't make me kick your ass, motherfucker. Like, no, how you doing, sir? And they're like, good. How are you? And it's just, that's what we need more. More people just being nice. You don't have to be nice on certain times of day, blah, blah, blah. Not all the time. If you're grumpy, sometimes just smiling. As you can tell, I'm smiling now. And speaking of smiling, got some reviews for you. All right, first of all, first on the food side. Now this has been one I've been waiting for. I just got a couple bags, not my big fat family size bags of the new Doritos. Now I say the new Doritos. These are the Dorito Naked. I got a Cool Ranch, and I don't know why I grabbed a white cheddar. I meant to grab the nacho cheese. Now, they're made without chemicals, as far as they have no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no, and wow, all the stuff that probably is giving me cancer, and all this other stuff that's absolutely horrendous. Now they're still not good for you. Don't no, I'm not going to say they're not healthy, but they are better. So anyway, I tried them. Wow, Cool Ranch were great. I mean, I don't think I'll ever go back to the original again. The Cool Ranch was good. White cheddar, I've never had any other white cheddar Dorito, so I am actually giving them a very solid 7 or an 8, and I see no reason to go back. And they are the Doritos Naked, and it makes me say, you know what? If it'll take, why would it take long? But they need to replace all of them. I mean, think about that. Like I mean, by the way, welcome to America. You have your choice of bad Doritos and less bad Doritos, and you can still eat it. People in Europe are like, "What are you eating?" By the way, give them one Dorito, and watch how quickly they'd be like, "Oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever." Oh, it's bad for me. Maybe I won't. But yeah, so it's actually the Naked Dorito Cool Ranch was freaking awesome. The white cheddar was okay. I have nothing to compare it to. So that was the food. And I was eating those Doritos while watching a couple movies for this week. I know I was going to review Skyline Part 2, but I didn't watch it. I apologize. Skyline 1, I'm waiting for Dr. D. He did say he loved it. He's going to hopefully join us with his movie reviews. Should ask him if he actually likes the fake Doritos next week. But number 1 was Skyline. It's from like 2012. Skyline. Very interesting, cool concept. Very cool ending. And you find out that there's a few more, at least 2 more movies that are. I don't think it was supposed to be a trilogy, but there are 3 more movies, and it's not following the same path, basically. I mean, I'm not going to go into who's the stars and blah 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 blah. Basically, 2 guys who were friends as kids. One is very successful, and another guy they meet up in Los Angeles, and it pretty much starts immediately. It's like a few hours later. It's at night after a big party, and aliens are invading LA. We only know about LA, and they're scooping. They're somehow light is. I don't want to say beaming or teleporting. I don't know, but somehow this light pulls you up into the ship, into the motherships, and they're all over. And then they got little robots and big robots and all these things that can collect people. And they actually, when they get a person, they actually somehow cut off the head and they rip the brain and like the nervous system out of the person and install it into more robot things. Pretty gross, but pretty interesting. And you just are following these people and they're in an apartment complex, a standing apartment, and how they're trying to stay, not being taken for the whole time. Pretty cool movie, pretty fun. The cast was good. I think the acting actually was fun. I mean, it's alien invasion, but I'm not going to give away the ending because it's bizarre. Like you're not ready for it. Then you think it's over. And then you're like, wait, it's not over. And there's another 10 more minutes left. Oh, okay. And then it actually does end abruptly. Like you're like, huh? What? Now it's over? Wait, it just started getting good again. Skyline 2012, totally worth watching. Loved it. Once again, this is not Star Wars. I mean, the budget is not for what it's worth, it's very entertaining. The time flies by, and it's good. And I will be watching the second part and the third part very soon. I know that the second part is during the same exact time span, just a different person, and what he goes through. Pretty interesting. That's all I know of it. And these are all on Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch these movies. By the way, the commercials, seriously, like Amazon, you don't get paid enough. You're not making enough money to, you're running commercials. I'm paying, what am I paying? I don't even know how much I pay for Amazon Prime, and I still have commercials. And I can pay $2 more a month or $3 more a month and have no commercials. Man, that's just downright cheap bastards. Cheap bastards, cheap bastards. Anyway, next one. It's called The Battery. They call it a zombie horror movie. It is interesting. I don't know if I really liked it or if I thought it was dumb. Why do I say that? Well, it's okay. So the movie itself, it takes place about, there's a zombie apocalypse, and it takes place about the movie starts like a year into it. This is not a zombie movie where the zombies are running around crazy trying to kill people, blah blah blah. It's basically two guys just walking around. They have no place to go. They have no destination, and they're just surviving. Now it's called The Battery because they're both baseball players. One is a catcher, one is a pitcher. And for all those non-baseball fans, that's actually called a battery. Now, these guys are walking around. It's a year after the zombie apocalypse, and they still have their baseball equipment. Well, they have their cleats and their gloves. They play catch. There's probably a lot more time of them playing catch than they do actually deal with zombies. There's barely any zombies at all. The special effects on the zombies is pretty bad, but because there's not many of them. Like they're barely around. It's more likely, it's mostly something that really most zombie movies never take into account: boredom. And what do you do? I mean, like they're just sitting there. The one guy has music and goes through batteries like crazy, and he's listening to music all the time. And the other guy, who's the catcher, takes care of him. But they're bored. It's rich, like, and they will not stay in a house. They won't do that, and you find out why. But they just, and then all of a sudden they find in their travels, they actually find a couple walkie-talkies, and they're listening to the walkie-talkie, and there's another person on the line, and the one gentleman who's actually the pitcher, he actually becomes obsessed with the girl on the other line. He wants to talk to her, and she doesn't want to talk to him. It's just fast. Eventually, they meet. I'm not going to go into what they do and what happens, but it's kind of dramatic. You know, it's one of those things that, like, oh my God, like, yeah, you might survive, but like, what do you do all day? Luckily, these guys are playing catch, just throwing a baseball around, because they're in New England and there's like no zombies there. They're in the back roads. There's no one around. So this is all they do. They eventually go to one house. There's no one there. You know, I think they show like one or two zombies actually pop up and get killed. But like, it's not like a scary movie. It's more intense. It's like personal stuff. You know, like when you're dealing with one other person and there's no one else to deal with. And all the problems that we have today, going back to what I was talking about originally, about, you know, just being happy, you know, like all of those crazy work problems are gone. And now you're just trying to survive. You got to find gas. Do you find a car? Are you walking? Do you have water? You know, one guy actually knew how to fish. The other guy didn't. And the guy didn't want to know, just didn't care. You know, his buddy was doing all the work. You know, the catcher was the only one killing zombies. He wouldn't kill a zombie, you know? And how do you kill a zombie? You know, if you use your gun, you could attract more. So you got to learn how to use a baseball bat and things along those lines. It wasn't riveting, but I was entertained the whole time. Like, it was weird. Like, you're just watching. You know, you're just watching and just going, that could be me. Okay, that could be me. Like, there wasn't a time where, like, it wasn't unrealistic whatsoever. You know, there were some nasty parts in it that some viewers would find inappropriate. One really was inappropriate, but most of the time it was just two guys just trying to just deal with life. So, yeah, so that was my rating of The Battery. Hopefully, Dr. D might have a different story. It was good. And the guys who wrote it, produced it, they're also the two stars of the movie. And if there was a part two, I would actually watch it. But if you like zombie movies, this is not The Walking Dead. This isn't a Romero epic, fight against everyone. There wasn't an invasion. It's like you see, there's one zombie who just was in the house, you know, and or a couple of them, here and there. But anyway, excuse me. Look at that. I'm even coughing. So that's what's going on. I will be back talking again next week. I'll probably still be talking about Minnesota and Greenland. And hey, we're no longer talking about Venezuela. It looks like that's going well so far. The first oil tanker left Venezuela and is heading to the U.S. So the U.S. is going to start pumping. By the way, they even talk about like that 50 million barrels a day is only like a couple days, days worth, but it's going to start picking up. I believe the new with tax season, people are going to start getting their taxes done and taxes back, and that's hopefully because of the big beautiful bill should actually be lowering people's taxes. So hopefully that works, and we start seeing some of these things that were voted on. It seems like ages ago. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Feel free to reach out to us, me and myself. I do talk to myself. By the way, when you're talking to yourself, ever get mad or start arguing with yourself? Yeah, it's good. But when you don't talk to yourself because you're mad at the other self, that's when you really have a problem and you need to see a psychiatrist. I haven't gotten there yet. Anyway, thank you. Feel free. Buzzsprout is the best way to reach us. And you can follow me on X as well. Art and the Crotchety Old Man. I'm on there. I know we're starting to build that up. I think we of our diehard followers. I think we're up to like 50 diehard followers that like me. To our people overseas, hopefully, especially our one friend in Denmark, hopefully he's not getting too angry at me, and he's going to never listen to again. In Germany and England, so hopefully I'd like to get some Albertan fans, some people from Alberta, Canada. That'd be awesome. But anyway, have a wonderful week, and thank you for joining me. And let's see if we can find that the Greenland song again, because that was awesome. Nope, looks like I got cats again and some other people. So anyway, have a great week, and have a good one.